indicate the distributed keys, which is distribution software, and those divided temporary access the location of work.
Okay. Okay. So Kerberos is why it is secured or not secured?
Kerberos is somewhat secure, but it is not fully secure.
So Kerberos is what KDC, PGS, AS, PGT, ST. What does it mean? Have you going through the architecture of the Kerberos or not till now? We have discussed
Yes,
earlier in the
actually,
architecture.
yes. KDC is the key distribution center, which issue the tokens or something like that. It's the user for the access, and it which it also timestamps and encrypted it is for the uh, access whoever is getting access.
Okay. So we have some terms used in TGS, AS authentication server, TGT ticket granting server, ticket, ST service ticket per person. Any use cases where the Kerberos is fits into the organization. What is the security concern? Yes.
In Windows, those they use security.
Okay. No, I would like to know in the Windows what I would like to know full details about it. Okay. Just try to study again the Kerberos because your point of view is not clear on the same. So if the KDC is the single point of failure, KDC knows allow all secret keys, replay possible initial exchange based on passwords, keys are renewable. So I would like to know that you know that Kerberos what is all about, but I want to know that use cases of the Kerberos and LDAP as well. LDAP and Kerberos authentication methods you just going to study it again because it will be going to be asked any interview questions and the security professionals you should know that what is the authentications mechanism of the Kerberos and LDAPs gonna working. I'm not talking about the operating system, I'm talking about the architecture, the designing, use cases in the companies. And also I am already suggested you all sort of things earlier. Okay, then we are talking about the different one. SESAM. Nidam Scorer protocol supports MD5 and RC332 hashes. So SESAM no one is going to be asked you, but just going to study it once on your Google app, whatever. Yes, so we are talking about here is SAML. So what you understand about the SAML use cases, and we have different federated and open ID connect with OAuth, identity providers, user agents. Anything you would like to share to me about the SAML and service provider, different application site which to access? A matter of fact that I required examples, the use cases, how can we going to use into the different domains like productions, manufacturing, different companies, and where it is going to fit into the IT security.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Hello. Yes, basically,
Basically,
SAML is
SAML is
the
the
security
security
assertion
assertion
Yes, please go ahead.
between
between
two or
two
more
or more
statistics. Basically,
basically
it's it
it
consists of
consists of
identity
identity
provider and
provider and
service provider.
service provider.
So basically,
Basically,
identity
identity
provider,
provider,
the,
the
which
which
means
means
seeks for the identity
seeks for
from
the
the service
identity from
provider, and
service
service
provider, and service
provider
provider
provides the
provides the
authentication for the
authentication
same.
for the same.
So guys, the different service providers, sites, and applications you wish to access. Okay, suppose I'm in the going to access some website. Okay, like LinkedIn or Facebook. So once it is going to be asked that which ID you want to use it. So I'm just going to log in my Gmail ID, Google ID as well. I'm going to access the Facebook ID as well. Once I'm going to log into the LinkedIn account. So different domain, different service provider. Okay, and I'm going to use the same credentials. So the federation ID and other service providers, user agent, identity and service providers. This is you need to understand. OAuth. What is use case of OAuth?
What is the open authentication? Means
Okay.
whenever we like Amazon, whenever when
When
we
we
try to log,
try to log,
there is
there
an
is an
option
option
called
called
sign in
sign in
Google
Google
or sign in
sign
the
in
Facebook.
the Facebook.
So this is
So
the
this is
use
the
case
use
of
case
open
of open
authentication. So
authentication.
we
So
can
we
use the
can
same
use the same
account
account
to log in into the
into the
Amazon
Amazon
their websites.
websites.
So what is the version OAuth we are going to use right now? Anybody going to answer me? 2.0.
Yes.
Okay. So guys, I'm very not satisfied with your performance on the SSO side. So single sign-on, the federation services, SAML, LTAP, Kerberos, weaknesses, security, which versions, where we're going to use which one. So this is very important topic. So you need to understand this. Yes, because currently you are working on a Office 365 environment, okay, cloud environment. If you're going to use the environment like AWS or Azure environment, so most of the the cloud environment or all the infrastructure is going to be changed. Or different authentication mechanism going to the working. That is why the single sign-on, because once you log into the one account, okay, then it will going to be you are going to be access all the accounts. Like you are the part of the Office 365. And once you're going to access your Outlook account, at the same time you are going to accessible same all sort of features like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, MS Project, Teams, the same one account. So we are going to use some federation services, Active Directory Federation Service, ADFS. We need to install the ADFS into the systems, and then we need to sync all your Active Directory users' credentials to the cloud environment. So you need to brush up all those things, that how the SSO is going to be work. What is the architecture's designing of single sign-on? And in this SSO, we have some different services like Kerberos. How things gonna working? What is the use cases? What is the examples? How the that gonna working? Okay, and the SysMe or and SAML. In the SAML, we have different things availability. So as security professionals, once you're going to be access the data or analyze the data, any modifications, any changes into the data, you need to understand that what is the authentication mechanism going to be working. Why are we going to use the Kerberos? Why are we going to use the LDAP? And what are the different architecture designing of all the things, so that you can understand, yes, that is why we are going to use Kerberos in the environment. So this is going to be, you're going to study this SSO, because I already providing all the informations. So try to study, because it will going to be asked anybody every time in every job descriptions of the security. You find out the authentication mechanism, and they will going to ask you question, what is the difference between LDAP and Kerberos? Here we are going to use the SAML, different services. How to implement, how to deployment of the Kerberos in the environment. Can we integrate the SSO on the Active Directory? So this is all things you need to be understand. This is very important for the identity and access management. IAM is a separate service for AWS environment. So it's better that you need understanding about all those terms is very important. So we have another thing is attacks, brute force attacks, birthday attacks, and then boot tables. What type of attack it is? What is the category of the risk? It's a tree. So what is a root attack? Which category it is? All the those comes.
Password attacks.
Yes, you're right. Tell me, brute force attacks, dictionary attacks, then boot tables, birthday attacks. The use cases, the examples.
So Mayuri, actually brute force attacks is the type of password attack. So in which we create some list of probable passwords, and one by one we and try to crack password.
Yes, please go ahead. I would like to know the answer for all of them.
But they is basically it has a principle like if you have 50 persons in a room and all have different books, but it's a probability, it will be a probability of 0.5 of the 50 first person having same address as first person. So they just take compare the different hashes. And in Rainbow. Hello.
Yes. What is the input tables?
In Rainbow table basically the table of computed hashes. So they just compare the hashes with they, with the Yes, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes. So I think you have a number of guys here. What happened? You don't only one, two people are going to speak all the things. Where is Manish, Mayur, Ramurthy, Saptarishi? Why don't you want me to answer all of them?
So Mayur, answer.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I have answered.
Okay. Okay. So rainbow tables, my dear, you know what? There is a encrypted passwords. You need to decrypt, and you need to go for the hashing values, calculation sort of things. This is what the rainbow tables is going to find out. Okay, so we have specific software for the rainbow tables, and we are going to use this rainbow table softwares. Okay, and it will going to be decrypt your password with the hashes. Try to find out your password with the hashes values. So what is salting?
Sorry, what is?
Salting, 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 salt.
Okay. Sorting is a process of adding some default characters or default alphabets to the provided.
Why it is required? What is the use cases of salting?
Actually, Windows if the ASCII is of 8 bits, 8 characters, then it will add some 6 characters more, and it will generate the hash value of those characters. It will be more difficult to crack the hash and pose the attack.
Yes, so salting we can say that how you know what different characters you're gonna be use it. If you're going to use some more characters, alphanumeric vehicles or different characters, so how difficult your password going to be accessibility sort of thing. Okay, then we're talking about some you know what map MFA. So how do before we go to the MFA multi-factor authentications, suppose we have brute force attacks, we have dictionary attacks, we have birthday attacks, we have rainbow tables. So how going to be you know what mitigate? How when we going to be you know what these attacks can be defensive approach? What sort of things we going to do it? All things will be attacked by the red team. As you are a part of the blue team, what are you going to do it to defense all sort of attacks?
Sir, Saptarishi, sir, we have to update the entire signatures and patches of the operating system regularly.
I'm talking about the password sort of things, yes, because it's not a security concern because somebody is going to log in. The password attacks we are talking about here.
Hello,
Security.
Mayur here.
Yes.
While logging in, we should limit the attempts. Limit the attempts means some use five wrong attempts or three wrong attempts. After that wrong attempts, the account must be locked. And along with that, we should use two-factor or three-factor authentication, certifications or captchas, or if while selecting passwords, you should select some complex passwords which include characters, special characters, numbers, etc. And instead of passwords, you can use passphrases.
Okay, great.
Sir, voice is echoing, sir.
Pardon?
It's okay, sir.
Okay, so dear friends, the brute force attacks and different attacks will be there on the password attack sort of things. So your work is going to be, you know what, how going to be that team's gonna working and how the blue team's gonna working. So you need to prepare sort of attack sort of assignments like that. Okay, so we are talking about here is a multi-factor authentication. What does it mean? 1FA, 2FA, 3FA, passwords, token cards. What is all about? Any ideas you would like to share to me, sir? This is the requirement. First of all, I would like to know that why we required multi-factor authentications. First thing. Second thing, where I can going to be apply the multi-factor authentications. And third thing, what is all about the multi-factor authentication? The use cases, case studies, and then what is all about all things. Yes, please go ahead if you know the answers. Yes, Satrishi, Manish, yes, tell me.
Yes, sir. Manish here, sir. So multi-factor authentication is used to have more security, basically multi-factor authentication which is required. So one-way authentication is not reliable as of multi-factor authentication. So the two-factor authentication it requires like different factors to put authentication there. Uses the multi-layer factor such as like something or something you have hacked. Those factors we use the two-factor authentication. So for example, the internet banking websites. Whenever you try to log in banking websites, you have your password. You will require something uh, and something that you know like generating the OTP. Having the password will not have the reliable authentication. So the multi-factor authentication have those in contrast users enter multi-factor authentication.
Okay. So what is the use cases where suppose your password is going to be compromised? What is the next steps you will have taken?
If password is going to be compromised, then we can use like security question.
Security questions what?
Expression. Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes. And if the password is compromised, then you can use extra protection like OTPs or tokens or any other and you are type of such as biometrics kinds of thing.
Yes. So the matter of fact that if your password is going to be compromised, then we require some multi-factor authentication. So multi-factor authentications, as you have seen that one-factor authentications, something you know. What you know, you no password. So if your password is compromised, then you lost everything. Second thing, 2FA, something you have, token. So you have, you know what, OTP will be coming, the token, Microsoft Authenticator app, Cisco is there. So different, you know what, softwares going to provide some codes, OTP sort of things. So 2FA. And 3FA, something you are, biometric systems. The fingerprint scanners, iris scanners sort of things. And moreover, you have some security questions to log into the system. So we have different mechanisms. Suppose your password is going to be compromised, then you have to go for some 2FA token system. You see that your OTP is also compromised, then go for something your biometrics, okay, iris scanners, fingerprint sensor sort of things, security question sort of things, on the devices, on the doors, on the systems, whatever. So password types are static passwords, dynamic password, and cognitive passwords. So as a security guys, we're talking about the multi-factor authentication. You need to understand offensive security and defensive security about the multi-factor authentication and passwords. We have token smart cards, static passwords, on authentications to take token authentications of systems, synchronized, asynchronized, and side channel attacks. So once we're talking about the identity and access management, we're talking about the multi-factor authentications, we're talking about the biometrics, we're talking about the SML, we're talking about the different attacks and defense approach. So you guys need to understand identity and access management very thoroughly. I would like to know the use cases, the examples set on this, okay, and how do you going to work on the same. So guys, please make sure that you need to understand this SSO and also multi-factor authentications. Little more understanding is better for you to going to the interview. Okay, then we have some more different topics comes in front of us. So it is, we have security assessment and testing. So first things we are talking about the assessments. So the NIST 800-53A. Suppose I'm going to ask you that you need to going to assessment cyber security. So what are you going to do it? NIST cyber security approach 800-53A. Just going to go the NIST website and try to find out how we're going to assessment. In this, you just find out specifications, different modules, different specifications will be you have to find out. The policies, procedures required, and designs. Mechanism, hardware, software, firmware, controls. Activities performed, backups, exporting logs, reviewing and accounts, and individuals implementing specifications, mechanisms, and activities. So suppose you guys are doing IT auditing, okay? And I'm talking about ISO 27000, Information Security Management System. And somebody will say that, yes, you will have to go for the NIST approach. So what you're going to check it out? What is the difference between the NIST and ISO 27001 Suppose you guys are doing a risk management as per the NIST approach. What is all about? So have you ever guys worked on the NIST or not till now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Hello.
Hello, yes, please.
So basically, NIST is more uh, regarding towards the security and best practices to use the securities, and ISO is with the more risk management things.
So just if you are able to see the screen, this is a cyber security frameworks. Just go into this and find out different things. So suppose I'm talking about the frameworks. So we have different frameworks we're talking about here. Cybersecurity frameworks we are talking about. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to open Excel file. And what you're going to be doing the auditing. Okay, the system problems. I'm going to open into the PDF. So as security professionals, you need to understand different resources will be available. So we have risk management have different approaches. Cyber security have different approaches. Okay, and what are different series of 800? We are just going to find out all those things. Just review this particular frameworks at least 10 to 15 minutes, so that you can understand that if you're going to the ISO 27000, then what is all about. I'm going to open it. If it is going to open it, it's fine. Yes, there are some issues in my systems, that's why it's going to open it. So you're going to open at your end. So in this, you just find out ISO 27000, NIST approach, and different things you will find out here into this. So this is asset management, business environment, governance, risk assessment, risk management strategies, supply chain and risk management. So we have different identifiers, my dear friends. How to identify what things you're going to protect. So identity management and access control. So you have to understand the access. How do we move to the access controls? So in the previous slide, we have talking about some access controls, how things are working. What are different assets in the company? Tangible assets, intangible assets, we have talking about earlier. So how are you going to maintain the licenses of the companies? How do you maintain the patents, trademark, copyrights, trade secrets, number of things. What type of business environment you have. So security governance, security programs, security guidelines. The governance is the top management of the company. So what are the responsibilities on the IT security part? Risk assessment, how are you going to perform the IT risk assessments? Risk management strategy, we have some different strategies over there. So we have qualitative risk, and we have going to use some different type of strategies. Okay, the same thing is identity and access management controls. Identity management. So we have talking about the identity access management. It's the IAM. So it's a part of the cyber security sort of things. How do you going to maintain the identity management and access controls? So we are talking about yesterday different type of access controls. Awareness and training. IT security awareness and trainings. Data security. So before you going to understand the data security, what type of data, categorization of data, classify of data, different use cases of data, data owner, responsibilities, data separations, data backup. Okay, so we have how going to be destroy the data, how can you retain the data, how can you take the backup of the data, how do you categorize the data, how do you going to perform the different responsibilities on the data side. So all those things you need to be understand here. Information protection and process and procedures. So how are you going to protect your informations? So disaster recovery plan. So what is RPO? Recovery point of objective. What is RTO? Recovery time objectives. What is MTTR? What is MTR? So these all terms you need to be understand in thoroughly so that you have very good cybersecurity expert. You're a cybersecurity consultant, then you need to go for understanding all the terms. Maintenance, proactive technology, LMS event, security, continuous monitoring, detection accessing, response planning. So we are talking about right now. This is all about how do you going to be functions as category of unique identifiers. And this is the things what I'm trying to tell you is this. Yes. Suppose you guys are doing asset management. So as asset management, as per the NIST approach, you need to study this particular things. And you guys are doing ISO 27000, so that you have to study this one. Some companies are going to do some COVID frameworks 5, then they have to adopt this one. Some companies are going to some ISA, then they have to adopt these particular points. So all the things are talking about the asset management. In the asset management, what thing is subcategory? Physical devices and systems within the organizations are introverted. So how your physical devices, your asset management, how your physical device in systems in the organization are integrated. So what type of information is required as a security professionals, as a auditing? So CISA, Certified Information System Auditor, or they are going to follow all those terms.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. So not able to view the screen.
You are not able to see the screen.
No.
It is visible, sir.
Screen is visible. Hello guys, the screen is visible or not?
No,
It is visible for me, sir.
It's visible.
Okay. So guys, the matter of fact that how do you identify it? Because we are talking about right now, because you guys need to understand the IAF, Identity and Access Management. So biometrics, multi-factor authentications, different type of attacks, different type of SSO, single sign-on. So in the modern time, once you're going for the interview anywhere in the cyber security, they will going to ask you questions 100% about the IAM. So this is the SML, this is the Kerberos. If you're going to open any job descriptions of the cyber security, information security, incident handler, system analyst jobs, any jobs, they require the person who going to be understand about Kerberos, SML, single sign-on. What are different type of attacks? So as a blue team, as a red team, how are we going to perform? First thing, and the second thing, they will going to ask you question regarding that how do you going to provide a use case scenarios. Suppose I'm going to ask Manish is going to working in a healthcare industry, and Saptarishi is going working in a production industry. So how the Manish is going to handle the identity and access management in the company, and how Saptarishi is going to be adopted the IAM policies into company. The technologies are remain same. Try to understand my point of view. Technology remains same. The policies are maybe different. What do you mean by policies? The policies, standard, guidelines, procedures, they are going to be changed, but the technology remains same. Saptarishi is going to use the Kerberos in the companies. Manish is also going to be using the Kerberos in the companies. Suppose Manish is going to be part of the AWS cloud computing or Azure cloud computing, and he's going to use MFA. At the same time, Saptarishi is also using the multi-factor authentication, AWS Azure sort of things. So the technology remains same, the processes, the guidelines, the baselines, policies are changed. So how are you going to implement all those things? This is what I'm talking about here in this particular website. So if you are the IT auditors, then NIST, ISO, ISA, ISO, COBIT, so these are the different things. So how do you identify? Suppose you are a IT auditor. Suppose I'm coming to the Manish company or Saptarishi company. They are different domain companies. Some because one is healthcare domain, one is production domain. So as a IT auditor, I'm coming to your company and I'm going to review the asset management. And the asset management, I'm going to ask the Manish, please physical devices and systems within the organization, how are you going to maintain? So Manish tell that, sir, we are going to use NIST. So I'm going to ask that, yes, share me CM8 and PM5. And I'm going to the Saptarishi company, and as a Saptarishi is going to use ISO, IEC 27001. So I will going to check it out A8118. So what is all about into this? The further thing is available. So you need to understand everything because you are going to present in the front of the interviewer. The interviewer going to ask you that what is IAM first thing. Then he will talking about some technical things like Kerberos, LDAP, authentications. Which one is better? What is architecture? What is the designing sort of things? And then he will going to, suppose you have replied, then he will going to ask that what are different type of attacks. So Manish is going to working in a healthcare company. The healthcare company, what are different attacks will be happen? Because Manish company is a HIPAA compliance. Okay, and suppose Saptarish is working on a, debit card, credit card industry, PCI DSS will be applied over there, like a Flipkart, Amazon sort of things, where the user going to provide the debit card, credit card information same time. So suppose I am a hacker, I am a blue team, I am a red team member, and I am going to, hack Manish's company is a healthcare based company. So patient informations, hospital informations, I'm going to check it out. Different database, I'm going to check it out. So all the informations I am going to take in from you, and I have to upload on the darknet. Okay, dark websites. And in the PCI DSS informations, what I'm going to do, I'm a hacker in the blue and the red team. I'm just going to know that as a Flipkart or Paytm or different companies, the users credit card and debit card informations are required only. I am not interested what is the what different type of product they are going to sell or purchase. No, I'm just going to take only debit card and credit card information. So you guys know that yes, the hacker is going to hack this sort of information. So we required what type of security into the same. So you guys doing a backup, you guys doing some encryption, because your data is going to be moving. Your data is moving client to server end. So man in the middle attack will be happen. Session hijacking has been done. Password attack has been done. So then the multiple attacks will be there. So you need to understand the examples. You need to understand different use cases of the companies. Because I don't know which company you're going. So first of all, you need to understand what type of company you work. And as per the work environment, you need to create your strategy. Suppose you are going for a company which is a healthcare based company. So you need to understand the governance, regulations, compliances. They are going to follow it. First thing. Suppose I am talking about some PCI DSS company. So they have required some firewalls. They required some content filters. They required some VPN accessibility. They required some different use cases we required. So you are going for the company and you can say that I know the PCI DSS how it's gonna working. Second things, they will going to ask you some technical questions. You can say that sir, I know how the firewall gonna working. I know how the IPS ID is gonna working. I know how the SIM solution gonna working. I know as a PCI DSS company how much data they're going to be retained. I know that as a PCI DSS compliance, what type of information we have to save. We have to secure the information. So different domains, different type of use cases, different type of things you're gonna be accepted. That is all about the cyber security things, my dear friends. Don't go only one thing like network security, then it's okay. Because you are a cyber security expert, you need to understand application security, cloud security, compliances, regulations, laws, cloud security, everything. So suppose you are the master of everything, then you will get a job easily. So any cybercrime will be happen and you are the part of the SOC team, Security Operations Center and Network Operations Center. You guys to first of all understand the alerts, detection, because any event will be occurred, it will be detected. So as a security controls you're going to manage, the SIM solution is going to detect the cyber crime first of all. The second thing, how do you comfortable on the SIM solution? First, the second thing, how do you going to maintain? How do you going to check? How do you going to analyze the issue? Second, very important task you have to perform on the company. So what type of risk is it is very important, and how do you going to be response? Incident will be coming. How do you going to respond? And what type of plan you have? So as a security operations center, network operations center, the incident response plan is very important. So your work is going to be how is going to be authentication, the things going to be worked by the user. And then you have to analyze the data. Suppose in the data you have find out the Kerberos authentication things. So you don't know the Kerberos, you don't know the SAML, you don't know the LDAP, you don't know the MFA. How do you going to provide a solution same time? So the matter of fact that you are security professionals, you need to understand each and everything. So this is, suppose you are, I'm a security auditor, I'm going to ask you any questions. So this is only the asset management first thing. And if you're just going further, and then there are a number of things. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, risk assessment. So as a security guys, suppose Saptarishi is going to maintain NIST. So I would like to know that yes, CA2, CA7, CA8, what are different documents he is carrying or not. And suppose Manish is going to working on ISO IC 27001. So A12.6.1. This is the documentation are required. So as a security person, you need to know that what is all about. A12. This is annexure 12 6.1.1. So the matter of that is CISA, CSP, CISM, Certified Ethical Hacking, CHFI, everything you are a master of everything. So that is why I'm talking about here. You guys need to work IAM very closely. I'm going to ask any questions onto the IAM and identity access management. It's all about comes to your job descriptions. IAM very important. Everything. Then we're talking about some audits. So we already discussed about the COVID, security, internal security, external security, third party. So I would like to ask you questions that what type of different type of audit and what is the requirement of auditing, IT auditing in the company. It doesn't matter which domain you're working. Auditing is required everywhere. Why we required auditing? I would like to know the answer from your side.
Hello, Manish here, sir.
Yes, please.
So the purpose for the audit to perform in any organization, so it is to have the effectiveness, the control of the third-party services, or any kind of security assessments that has been independent to within the organization. The audits are required. So there are two factors along with two types of audits that we do. These are internal audits and the external audits. Internal audits happen for the forecast and the report consumptions, mainly for the stakeholders. It has the detailed testing of the reports and the round the year activities within financial activity. Internal auditors have the independence and themselves that evaluate. And for the external audits, anything which is performed for or by an outsider, it's either external audit firm or it is a client. So these are very high external validity that is needed since the audit is performed independent and management side.
Okay. So suppose you are the guys, you are IT professionals, you know everything. Then why the auditing is required from the third party? Any answers you would like to share to me?
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Mayur here. Actually, while we do internal audit, there may are conflict of interest or something other problem. So while audit from party, problem not arise, and third party will thorough can systems.
So as a security professionals, you need to understand one is internal auditing and another one is external auditing. So internal auditing has been done by the internal persons. So it is suppose Manish is going to do auditing in the company, IT auditing, and it is possible that as per the company benefit, he used to provide some, wrong informations to the stakeholders. It's possible. But the third party vendors, they will not going to provide the wrong information to the stakeholders. And they will going to provide certified from them. So BSI, PECB, the different authorities is going to provide certifications to the organization. So COVID is control objectives for information and related technology. So I already suggest you guys need to understand the COVID, TOGAF, ITIL, FISMA, HIPAA, NIST, ISO 27001, all those things you need to study very hard. Because it will going to help you out in the security management, security architectures, security designing. Okay, then we have another topic right now is we have next topic is penetration testing. So why we required penetration testing? Penetration testing required first, or we required some vulnerability assessment? VA vulnerability assessment required first, or penetration testing required first? Which one do you think that first things we're gonna use it, and why?
Hello, sir, Mayur here.
Yes, please.
Yes, first step is to identify the vulnerability. So we will be first stage in vulnerability assessment. We scope of that process is topology, all the services which run, and all the open ports and connections, or total IP in a particular organization. And if the organization have different applications such as web applications or uh, it will be helpful for to find the vulnerabilities in web applications or database or any networks.
Okay. So I have one question for you. Give me at least two services or device or whatever in the network vulnerability assessment. How can we do it in the network assessment?
Network assessment can be carried out in two parts. First is network discovery. So in network discovery, we discover some IPs in the organization and their ports and services running on them. So we can IP scanner such as VIP scanner or IP scanners, and for port discovery and services and OS versions and all details use Nmap ping. And for network and full deep analysis of the network, we can use vulnerability scanner tools such as Nexus, Wise. So basically, these tools have some databases of vulnerabilities and just compares the network with those, and if the and reports the finding.
Okay, perfect. So I would like to know that yes, in the network security, you guys are perfect. I know that. What about the cloud security? How do you going to vulnerability assessment has been performed on the cloud security? Tell me the service's name in the Azure or in the AWS. Because most of the companies are moving to the cloud computing. And once you are working on a security operation center and network operation centers, you will find out that number of companies are using the cloud computing. So cloud security vulnerability assessment, how are you going to perform it? Any services, whatever you know that. Because what I required as a security professionals, you have 360-degree knowledge of the security. Like if somebody will talking about you the cyber security forensic investigations, you know that. Somebody will tell you that cyber security threat intelligence. So you know that the cloud security, then you can maintain the threat intelligence. I'm not talking about the different type of threats on the cloud and how do you going to intelligence gonna perform. First of all, you need to understand the different type of services. What is it all about? The basic, then advanced, then very advanced things. Basic, moderate, and advanced. So this is the first stage is your basic knowledge about the cloud security. Then you have to go some medium, mid-rate, and then we have some advanced. So at cloud security, threat intelligence report, how are you going to perform it? It's a very advanced thing. But the matter of fact that I'm going to ask you right now, very basic things. Tell me the services names of the cloud security, or which service is you going to be enabled on the AWS or Azure for vulnerability assessment. Because the matter of fact that once you're working on the security operations center, network operations centers, the number of situations comes in front of you anytime, any type of. You don't know what type of crime, cybercrime will be happen at what time. So your understanding, your analytical approach is very important. Yes, Manish and Saturesh and anyone, tell me only one service, not two right now. Tell me only one service which you're going to be enabled on the Azure side or AWS side. Not two, only one. Yes, guys, I'm waiting for it. So I don't think so. You have no answer. So guys, you need to, yes, please. If anyone knows, let me know. Yes, please. I'm just going to send you this particular PPT to you. Just study this one. Okay. This is your Azure AZ 500. So we have different services: manage identity and access management, implement platform associations, manage security operations, secure data and applications. Okay. So Active Directory workloads, configure Microsoft Azure tenant security. This is the different services you're going to be enable it. You can say that sir, Azure AD identity and productions we're going to enable it. You can say sir, Azure PIM, privileged access identity management. Okay. You can say that sir, we are going to use transfer Azure AD tenant across subscriptions, different subscriptions. Configure container security. We can going to configure some Azure resource management security. You can say that sir, implement host security, implement network security. And in the network security, there are multiple things. Network security groups, Microsoft Azure firewall, security groups, access management, baselines, resource firewall, network security groups, NSG, routings, network security groups, routing, you want to perform it, Azure firewalls, you want to enable it, configure endpoint security with VM, virtual machines, configure endpoint security with VM, security, VM with security. Okay, you can going to say that RBAC, role-based access control sort of things you're going to perform it, security policies you're going to implement, Azure resource logs you're going to maintain, you're going to create Azure Security Center baselines. Okay, Azure Security Center is one of the tools for SIM solutions inside the Azure portals. So guys, you need to understand this all things. I'm going to send you this particular PPT. Just try to study all those things. So this is Azure things. In the AWS, we have what going to do identity and access management. IAM, we're going to use it. We have AWS logging things, we're gonna use it. So different services, you're gonna use it. The vulnerabilities, you need to check it out in the application, cloud, system, networks, all of things. How do you find out as a vulnerability? Suppose you are the hacker and you are the part of the red team, and your job is to find out different vulnerabilities in the networks, in the applications, in the systems, in the cloud computing, everything. This is about the vulnerability assessment. It's not, we are not talking about here, it is the different tools. Yes, we can use the different tools, but what you know before the tools. Sometimes company will not going to provide the tools, then what to do? Okay, so first of all, we have to detect, second is validate, and third is remediate. Then we have some CV, common vulnerabilities and exposures, CVSS, common vulnerabilities scoring systems, CCE, common config emulations, CPE, common platform emulations, open vulnerability assessment and languages. So suppose I would like to know that what are the top 10 vulnerabilities, how I'm going to find out, and which website I have to go. Any answers you would like to share to me? Sir, this is the top 10 vulnerabilities right now.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, Mayur here. We can find on G
Yeah.
as OS site. Will it lists the top vulnerabilities, the web applications or any sort of we also can visit SANS.
Yes, you're right here. Yes. So top 10 web application security risk is there. Okay. Okay, so this is all about. So thank you, Mr. Manish. You have a little idea about it. So guys, this is the top 10 or top 10 vulnerabilities. This is all about the application security risk. Is all about. Okay, but once we're talking about some cloud security, okay, once we're talking about some network security, once we're talking about some system security. So as a security professionals, you need to understand the offensive security, defensive security, and how do you going to mitigate the things? How do you going to do the risk management? Okay, and how do you provide a solution engineering sort of things? A solution engineer, it means that what type of what solution you're going to provide to the management. So it is matter of fact that what type of finance, what type of your technologies, what type of devices are you going to purchase it. So what I'm trying to tell you is here, you need to study the different vulnerability assessment procedures. Okay, network discovery, these are some tools you're going to use it for network, web applications, database scans. Suppose I would like to tell you that how can you mitigate the databases. So you have to find out different vulnerabilities inside the networks, inside the applications, inside the cloud. First of all, you have to know the names of the vulnerabilities. Suppose I am talking about cross-site scripting. Suppose I am talking about worms, viruses, malwares. So as a security professionals, you are the part of the red team. You need to know what is all about. Suppose I'm talking about ever swapping, I'm talking about doxing, I'm talking about shoulder surfing, I'm talking about phishing. So you need to understand different type of attacks first of all. If you know the attacks, then you know that which is the technology going to use it. Suppose phishing is going to be used in application as well. The fake website page is going to be used. Somebody will say that yes, backdoor attacks. Somebody will say man in the middle attacks, session hijacking, MAC spoofing, IP spoofing, DNS spoofing, snooping the networks. So you have common approach which attacks are there and which is going to be used where. So this is all about the vulnerabilities. Suppose any vulnerability, suppose man in the middle attacks will be happen. Or suppose I'm talking about the DDoS attack will be happen. So DDoS attack is which part of the security? Any answers? DDoS attacks you are going to detect. Then what to do the next thing? Yes, any answers?
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, basically DDoS is a distributed of servers. So uh, it derives from various sources. So first take the IP addresses and all the log, and once we disconnect systems from the entire network.
What do you mean by disconnect? Disconnect, it means it is going to be the services are stopped, my dear friend.
So after the DDoS, all the services is stopped. So
Yes. So services are stopped, okay, and the services are not responding. Once the user is going to be done an API or query will be going there into the system, a web application servers. So a query is not going to be work. It's going to be discarded the packet sort of thing sometimes. So DDoS attack will be happen detected. You have validated that which is going to be response. Suppose your web server is not going to response. Then what type of remedy yet? What type of solution? What type of resolutions you gonna provide it? So that is why we required incident response plan. The incident will be happen, how going to be response, and what's your planning sort of things. So that is why we are talking about all those things which we are talking about, this ISO, COBIT, okay, different things we're talking about here, frameworks. So they are going to help the organization security controls. They were going to help you out what is the right practice. Suppose you are in the ITL. So ITL is information technology information library. It will tell you that what is the right approach to doing the IT things in the company. And cyber security for this particular cyber security frameworks, they will let you know that how the procedures, what is the right approach to solve the issues. Okay, so vulnerabilities you find out, and then you have to go for scanning things. So we have different tools: OpenWS, NextX, Qualys, Nessus. So you need to study all those things. Yes, once you find out the vulnerabilities, what is the next steps is going to penetration testing. So before you going for the penetration testing, you need to understand what type of penetration testing, the use cases, where I can use the penetration testing or not doing it. Who's going to approval? What type of authorization? What are different type of testing? What's your end goals? What's your target? What type of reports? Yes, any answers you would like to share to me regarding that? So I have given you some example over there. Suppose Manish is working on a company. This is a company is uh, production company, and suppose he's gonna working on the manufacturing. So suppose Manish is going to do the penetration testing in the company. So what is the use case? What is required? What to do? Yes, tell me any answers. Hello, guys, are you available?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's your approach of doing a penetration testing?
Hello.
Yes, please. I'm waiting for your answers, guys. Please hurry up.
Firstly, we will identify the checks
What do you want to identify?
and all targets to the organization going
Okay, then.
some mission it's carry on the test. Right. The identity says ship process will and we write it the then we forward information and in is also uh, two types of research means one is so basically to put means that we we actually connect to the person or a organization and by calling or interacting employees in other means by passive information gathering is the process gather the information from available sources such as blogs, sub. So once this phase is done, we can or enumerate the sources. Means in this scan process, we will find the house topology and what are the IP ranges company uses or which are applications or which are services it uses. And after we gather the information of scan, then we document the results that try to exploit those vulnerabilities for gaining the access.
Before you going to the penetration testing, required the management approval.
Yes.
Okay, and the approval is always be written, not verbal.
Yes. It is basically agreement or something.
Yes. The second thing in the penetration testing, what you going to achieve it. Okay, this is very clear in your thought that what you're going to achieve it to doing a penetration testing. So, as per this, once you have clear your understanding about what you're going to achieve it, you have approval, agreement sort of things from the management. Then you have going to planning, get permission first. That's done. Discovery, footprinting and information gathering. So footprinting and information gathering, how are you going to find out information on the databases? Database penetration testing is not easy. So footprinting,
Hello.
yes, please.
No. You are audible. I thought the voice is not coming.
So vulnerability scanning, identity vulnerabilities, exploration, attempt to gain access, repeat to management. So we have some steps of the penetration testing. So before we're going to do planning, everything, first of all, you need to understand what type of penetration testing you're going to perform. Like white box testing, gray box testing, black box testing, and Metasploit. So suppose you are a person who has the white box testing deep system knowledge. Okay. So in the gray box testing, partial system information knowledge. Black box, no system knowledge, external hacker. Metasploit, automated testing. So matter of fact that once you're going for the penetration testing, first of all, what type of your target, and then what you think that what type of testing is required in the company. Is black box, gray box, and what your knowledge all is about. Suppose you don't have knowledge, anything. So it's a black box testing you're going to do. It's the external hacker. And you are going to perform the penetration testing inside the company, and you know all the knowledge about the company's network, subnet, gateways, applications, everything. You're going to do performing white box testing, deep system knowledge. You have little bit knowledge about something you don't have, then gray box testing is going to perform. Sometimes you need to go for automated testing. You need to run on the specific tools like Nessus, OpenWest, and everything will be in front of you. Okay, then we have another topic right now is software testing. So most of the guys, are not the part of, software like that. The coding, the Python, Java, C Sharp, sort of things. But you are a security professional. Sometimes you need to work on the same. So at least you have good knowledge about basic knowledge, we can say that, or Python or Java, whatever, any language. So Python is the right things for you currently if you are a security professional, because everything is going to in the Python. So as a security professionals, once you're going for the software testing, so code review, figure inspections, plan, overview, preparations, inspect, rework, follow-up. So the matter of fact that we have different codes into the applications on the website. So how do you going to review this code? Because you are not profiled on the same. So this is the code review, the planning first of all, then overview, the preparations, static, dynamic, interface testing, use versus misuse cases. So once we are talking about the different type of testing in a security assessment, go to the PPT and try to understand the different type of testing into this software. So matter of fact that the first testing, repetition, term use old inputs and manipulations, generational intelligent data, models, new inputs, and Jeff open source. So somebody will going to ask you a question regarding that. Yes, we have some sort of agile testing. So what do you mean by agile testing? Anyone have answers? What is agile testing is all about? Agile type of testing. So agile type of testing is means that any changes, frequent changes on the code, on the website, on the software side, and you are going to use all the different changes into the software and the applications, and then providing testing as well, secure testing as well same time. So customer demand is going to be changed every time. Suppose customer talking about just in the website, this thing will be available. After 2 days, he will going to change his mind. He will say that no, this is the changes I required. I require this one. I require this one. So as per the customer use cases, as the customer changes the things, we are going to develop the websites. Modifications, changes, reviews. So it's very important for any software testing phases or software industry, because your modifications, how frequently you're going to do it. Different versions available on the software side. So version controlling, development operations, DevOps environment. So DevOps team is working on the same. The development of the codes, and operation team is going to provide a platform, and security team is going to check the security. So DevSecOps, development, security, operations, 3 teams are working together. So they all the departments have different type of work. Development, the website team is going to develop the websites, code, executions, testing, different type of testing, static testing, dynamic testing, different softwares. Operation team is going to be, whatever the codes will be there, it is going to be production, development, implement the code on the production side. They will going to provide some, architectures, infrastructure, servers, VMware, cloud computing, servers, virtual machines. This operation team is going to doing it. They will going to check it out the alerts, and the security team is going to check it out the different codes, security codes, security on the different phases, different layers. What are the security measures in the development side? What are different issues into the operation side? So DevSecOps teams is going to be working together to all the testing environment. So we have coverage, branch, conditions, functions, loops, statements. So you need to understand a little bit about all those things. So what is operators? What is functions? What is conditions? What is loops? What is statements? So all those things are working into the application or code execution on the programming languages. So it's better you have little bit of understanding about the Python or Java, whatever language you comfortable. Second things, you have basic understanding about the testing software, testing models. What type of testing is there? Okay, and you also basic understanding about the different type of databases. So this is all about the software testings we need to be working on. So any questions into this right now, guys? Are you able to hear my voice?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Okay, so we have reviewed all the class for today. So the guys, you need to work on this basically on the SSO, single sign-on, Cabros, LDAP, okay, SML, different authentication mechanisms. This is what you're lacking right now. MFA is good, but you don't know how to use cases, where you want to deploy the examples. So make sure that you have good understanding about the technology, but you also understand where you're going to deploy the things. What is the use cases? Some examples. Okay, and the attack sites, you need to understand the offensive and defensive type of attacks. So this SSO, MFA, and attacks. Just try to study again. Then we talk about into the domain security assessments. So you guys have good understanding about this. So assessments. Try to understand about the assessments. What is about the assessments? All sort of things is there. Then we're talking about some vulnerabilities.
Hello.
Yes, please. So vulnerabilities, you need to find out as a red team what type of different vulnerabilities in the networks, servers, cloud, host, and as a blue team, you need to understand about what are different offensive techniques, defensive techniques. So offensive and defensive techniques you need to be remember different type of vulnerabilities. So just try to work on the vulnerability side as well. Penetration testing is, yes, you can do it once you have software availability, and also just a little bit of information about the software testing is very important.
Hello.
Okay, guys. Hello.
Hello.
So any questions? Any questions, right?
Yes.
Guys, regarding
Yes, sir.
that?
Hello.
Yes, we are here to
Hello.
hear you guys.
Yes. Actually, sir, you taught us about the vulnerability assessment process, but can you just show us the practical or some tools like anyone does like in NSF or Exit, so we can get idea that how it works or the.
Yes, no problem. So I have already talked about the Nmap, root, Nmap tools, Wireshark,
Yes,
Linux,
and
this.
Nmap and Linux we don't have idea how NSF is configured. Like
I will.
you showed us waterfall or
Okay, I will going to send you the links. Just try to create your account and then get back to me. I will let you know the details. No problem with this.
okay.
Okay, guys. So thank you for your time. And today we are just going to study about this particular identity access management and security and assessment and testing. So you have a little bit of knowledge. Going just going to review all those things again in my PPT, and then you are going to clear. Thank you for your time. Any questions, just let me know, or just going to post on the Skype.
Sure, sir.
Thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.